company support is absolutely amazing. We do that by email because it's in Bulgaria, but they do reply to your emails and they are very, very good at honouring the request that you have. So that we have got very good support from them. Now there's some bonuses there, I'm not going to go through it too much, but it's all 10s, 15s, 25%, there's 100% on one of them as well, and there's OneLife points. If you actually work through the bonus plan, it's actually very, very, very amazing. You know, you can make a lot of money by promoting OneCoin, but I think it's more important to share it with your family and friends because you want them to benefit from the passive income stream that OneCoin actually develops. So focusing on them, you actually earn some money. You spend time out of your life to help people, why not get rewarded? You spend time out of your life to help your team get some nice money and get ahead in life, why not get rewarded? And OneCoin rewards you very, 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 very well. Better than anyone else in the industry. Now, success will never be a big step into the future. Success is a small step taken just now. Now, your success started when you decided to come here today. Your success in OneCoin started when you looked at a flyer or you took notice of someone calling you saying, you should come along and listen to someone that knows a bit about something. So your success has already started. It's whether you take action on the knowledge you have now determines on the level of success, because that doesn't say level, it just says success. If you want to be super successful, I'd find someone to really take notice of and run after them as hard as you can. If you just want to develop a passive income stream, work out what you've got, work out what you want to achieve, and then do to the level that you want to achieve. If you've got the money, just put it back in. If you want more than what OneCoin can offer you in the way of a package, do some networking, learn about the network marketing industry, talk to some family and friends, use those bonuses to upgrade your package to get the reward that you're looking for passively. But a short-term activity can give you some really, really nice passive rewards in the future. Now what I'd like to do is invite Minda up, just to do a bit of a testimony about her journey with OneCoin. Minda's the lady that really buckled her husband's elbow to get involved with OneCoin. Bruce was not going to get involved with OneCoin, but that is Minda's story. So 2 seconds, Minda, just if you don't mind, just sharing with everyone why you got involved with OneCoin and how you're feeling right now.
I involved this one from my friend because she invited me about that global intergoal. So I joined that, and later on my money is lost. And what this is, hey, have another one. What's that? This OneCoin. I said, okay, I take that one. And then later on, I said to Bruce, honey, I want to join this one. Can you bring me to the bank? I said, my money. He says, no, this is scam. I said, okay, no, I want to get in this one. And later on, she's looking at me like that. I divorce you if you don't get me this one. So that's what I said. Okay. So 3 days happening with that, then I involved with this. And then, you know guys, after that event of London, I cried when Dr. Rosia says, our coins must be doubled. So we are a millionaire after that, October 1st. Oh, wow.
Now, a lot of people, I don't know, nah, that's right, I lost it. A lot of people are scared about talking to people. Now, one of my team said to a lady who's here, interested in a 12% return. That's it. She talked, she's involved with OneCoin, she's here now, and literally they are millionaires. You know, this is an amazing opportunity just to ask people. We won't go through that too much. That's exactly what OneCoin is actually achieving. It's a wheel of full services all revolving and using our coins. It's not good enough just to have coins in our pocket, it's actually the usability of the coin. We're getting a one forex system so you can actually trade your coins online as well, so that's another part of it. We're going to be very big because of the usability, the amount of money, the market capitalisation of OneCoin, and we're going to be the biggest reserve cryptocurrency in the world. OneCoin has that capacity, and you can be involved with that growth from now on. Thank you very much for your time. I'd like to invite Ed up to say a couple of things if you like. I missed some stuff there that I'm sure Ed will
What's that?
Missed the beginnings, I'm sure. But,
Good evening, everyone.
Nice to see you again.
For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Ed Ludbrook. In OneCoin, I am the Global Chief Leadership Officer. My responsibilities cover how this whole marketing system works worldwide. In this business, I've been involved in this industry for 27 years. And the sort of weird thing is that I'm involved in this company which is European based, it's heavily involved in Asia and other places, and I'm a Kiwi, and I live in Auckland. And for me, I've sort of initiated these presentations, Gold Coast, Sydney tomorrow, Melbourne on Tuesday. And I sort of threw Andrew into it just about 3/4 an hour ago. Hey, why don't you do a presentation? And he's not sure what I'm going to say. So I think you did a great job, my friend.
Yeah.
Most of the people in the room actually are involved in OneCoin, but I think some people are not. Is that correct? Some of you just looking at what we're doing? Okay, I'm really talking to you guys, because these guys have already listened to me a lot today, probably enough. The reality of financial opportunities are that you rarely actually get shown ones that have any sort of credibility. And you also really get shown them at a time that you can actually use them. It's that old, if you ever heard about successful people, it's always, he was in the right place at the right time. And for me, my story with OneCoin is, in reality, when I was told about it in the summer of last year, because in the world of network, I'm one of the world's best-selling authors, my books have sold millions, and I'm the principal guy of advising organisations around the world. I looked at this business, it was only maybe 6-7 months old, and I was more sceptical than pretty much everyone, but my research says that, hey, there's something in cryptocurrency you don't know. And based on my research and then meeting the founder of the company, Dr. Ruja, it convinced me to join the company, which is something that companies have spent more than 10 years trying to get me to join a company. And the reason why I don't join those companies is, frankly, I understand how to evaluate opportunities. I'm literally the guy who wrote the book on how you evaluate opportunities, literally. Okay, and the challenge with a lot of people, it's always around confidence. And even for those people that are involved in OneCoin, as I've been saying today, what's unusual about OneCoin, the reason why I joined is because I understand what's happening with cryptocurrency. And it literally is the biggest opportunity, financial opportunity, that nearly the world's seen in years, because it's literally worth trillions of dollars, okay? Which is a number I like writing a trillion. Do you know why? Do you know how many zeros it is? Do you know how many zeros a trillion is? 12. It's 12 zeros, and when you write it out, the reason I do it is I go 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. It's longer than a telephone number. But what that does for the average person, the reason why it's exciting is because it's trillions. The challenge with it is it's so big that the average person coming from a suburb of Gold Coast, Brisbane, Cairns, or wherever you live, the challenge is you look at it and it's so big that it overwhelms you. Do you agree with me? Yeah. You just look at that and go, holy hell, I don't understand that. I don't really want to get involved with it because it's just too big. And if you're like that, then you're absolutely normal, all right? And if I notice one thing, whether I'm talking to someone in Thailand or Dubai or Sweden, it's the same everywhere in the world. The cryptocurrency thing, it's like digital and it's money. As soon as you say it's involved with money, for most people it's like, oh, I can't get involved with that. I rubbish at money. And the whole perception of the opportunity is lost. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah? And the challenge with that is that if you let it overwhelm you, you will miss out on the biggest opportunity literally in the history of the world. Because if you can name another opportunity that's worth trillions, where the average person can get involved with the expansion of capital, tell me about it. Because you couldn't have got involved with Facebook. Because the big expansion of value was when it was a private company. Unless you're a Silicon Valley-based venture fund, you didn't get to get involved with Facebook. You didn't get involved with Google, or, you know, you could, maybe if you're lucky with Apple, okay, maybe 10, 15 years ago, you put some money and bought some shares in Apple. But it was, you know, most people didn't. Would you agree with me? Yeah?
Yeah.
And so the weird thing with OneCoin is that it literally is the biggest thing you will ever see in your life. Okay? And the reason is not because it's some hyped up thing. The reason is because the world of money is very inefficient. It's very screwed up. Okay? Sending money. Why should it cost? Do you know that 29%? I actually wrote that document, so that presentation, the key things of the presentation. So do you know that 29%? Do you know which two countries that is if you want to send money between two countries? Do you know where the 29% is? Have a guess.
Russia and China.
No. Japan and Korea.
Wow.
Japan and Korea. Isn't that crazy? 29%, and that's literally sort of, you know, just sending some cash, which literally for a lot of these things is just a digital transfer. And so when we look at the sending of money, which is a sort of, you saw 600 billion, but did you see the 22 trillion underneath that? It's like such crazy numbers, but it's an unbelievably inefficient system. It costs a lot of money, it's very restricted, you can only send so much money, and the other thing, it's very inconvenient. And so what's happened is that's just a classic example of the monetary system has not evolved. The worst people at innovations in the world, do you know who they are? Banks. They're the worst innovators. They see all this technology, but they don't. They think they innovate, but they actually don't. And so whether you're the sort of banking in the world is sending money around the world, or it's these unbanked people, you know, it's incredible. It's incredible, isn't it, that half the world doesn't have a bank account. Half the world. But what's cool about it is this new cryptocurrency literally can provide banking for people around the world. It's already in places like Kenya. In Kenya, most of the banking is done on the old Nokias, you know, the old, they actually cost like $10 now, if you'd like to know. And there's like $10, and literally these people can do banking off the mobile phone. Okay? And the last thing around, you know, just protecting your money, there is a whole presentation that we could give you about how the currencies in the world have been destroyed by politicians and bankers. In the US, the US government has printed more money, 5 times more money since 2008 than in the previous 200 years.
Oh.
And the only reason the US dollar isn't in the toilet is because so have the Canadians, the English, the Europeans, the Russians, the Chinese, the Australians, and Japanese, and pretty much every major country in the world, they've printed more money in the last 8 years than in the previous 200 years. And in any other situation, there would be one of those sort of hyperinflation things that you hear of. But because everyone's done it, nothing's happened. And the reality is that all of these things, all you need to know is all of these things just create an opportunity where a thing like a cryptocurrency can transform that marketplace. Just like these new digital areas that have changed the music industry, changed everything. Yeah, telecommunications, digital's changed everything. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Education, communication, you name it. Even selling cars. Did you know that no one buys a car these days without going online and checking the prices? Do you understand that? And so the only major thing in the world that really hasn't been changed is money. And it required a certain strategy and a certain concept to be delivered. And the genius of that lady, Dr. Ruja, and I say that because I've had a lot to do with her, the genius of her is she understood what was going to happen with cryptocurrency and what needed to happen to create this cryptocurrency. And the most important thing you need to understand is that there will be, as it was referred, there will be only one global cryptocurrency. Only one. And what will happen is that you'll still have the Australian dollar, but you'll have Australian dollars and OneCoins. And they'll have New Zealand dollars and OneCoins. And euros and OneCoins. And Filipino pesos and OneCoins. And OneCoins, they price products in US dollars. Yeah? I have a company in New Zealand and we buy products from China and we pay in US dollars. We buy from Taiwan and we pay in US dollars. We buy from Korea and we pay in US dollars. What has US dollars got to do with a New Zealander buying from Korea? Nothing. It's just that international currency is the key. And no one in the world wants to use the US dollar anymore. As I was explaining to the guys earlier, the biggest deal in history was done 4 weeks ago. $400 billion between Russia and China. And it was mainly around oil and gas. But one of the fundamentals of that transaction was nothing is quoted in US dollars. For the first time ever, a major oil deal was done that wasn't quoted in US dollars. It's called the de-dollarization of the world. Okay? Because the US dollar has been destroyed. And as a company, our thing is that we are replacing the US dollar. If you want to know how pretty big, it's pretty ballsy. Don't you reckon?
Absolutely.
But the reality is the world wants it. If you Google reserve currency, you will see that Russia, China, India, Gulf states, Brazil, the world wants a new cryptocurrency, a new currency. They will never do it themselves, and the only solution is a cryptocurrency. And what this company is doing is just creating that reserve currency. And what's unusual about us is we are so far ahead of every competitor that we have actually probably already won. In the last 18 months, we've gone from 0 to 2 million members. In the next 6 months, we'll probably go to 4 million members. Dr. Ruja is saying in 2 years' time, we'll have 10 million members, and if we're at only 10 million members, I will be shocked. I expect us to be well more than 2 million members. What's exciting for us is the growth of the company. We are the fastest growing company in the direct sales industry in history. We are the highest paid people in direct sales history. Most of the top income earners in this industry in the world are from OneCoin. Okay? When they quote people making 50,000 or 500,000 euros a month, they're doing that because we don't want to tell them the real number because it's actually a lot more. Okay? Because people don't believe it. And the reason for that is because the opportunity is so large. The actual networking opportunities, there's one which is the mining the coin, and if you do your research and don't mine the coin, you're an idiot. Okay? And I say that because I can. Alright? Because if you research that and don't throw, and don't put some money into buying an education package and getting your coins, tokens, and then putting it into the mining process, you don't do that. You are a fool because you really didn't understand what's happening here. There is another level which is actually joining the opportunity. And what I can say when it comes to the opportunity, being one of the world's experts in that area, I think the reason why I joined is because this is the simplest, fastest, highest paying opportunity in the history of the world. And that's why so many people have joined this program joined us faster than any company has in the history of the world. And the cool thing is it's accelerating. The other cool thing is we are just starting Australia. That's why where normally I speak to thousands, I speak to a smaller group. So if you look around you, you will see the opportunity that you have yourself. But fundamentally, it always comes down to the coin. Okay? And so whatever you get out of this, those people that are just looking at OneCoin now, the minimum you should do is at least get a package. Get a package. If you don't get a package, for God's sake, talk to someone until you know enough that you get a package. Alright? Because there is absolutely no excuse why you don't do that. If you then take the other step and say, hey, I want to build a team, then fantastic. It will be the smartest thing you probably have ever done in your life, because the money and the opportunities that you have, your timing of joining this company is just, you probably don't even realise how good a timing you're because we had to do a lot of pioneering to take us to today, yet the Australian marketplace wasn't open. Alright? And really that's all I want to say, because I just think this business, if you just look at how simple it is, it's fantastic. And the only thing actually I would like to finish on is the fact that because we have grown at such a speed, we have an evolutionary stage in our what's called our blockchain. And because of that, in about 98 days, we are going to upgrade our blockchain. And it means that any work that you do, if you create any coins that you mine, that are any of the process of mining coins in the next 98 days, whatever you do, whatever you have, you will be doubled. And that's why you heard this example of, on the 1st of October, I turn into a millionaire. Okay? And so what I want to do is encourage not only those people that are looking at this, but also everyone else who's actually involved. Please, for God's sake, if you don't have the confidence to go all in for the next 90 days, please talk to someone, get the information such that you do that, okay? The reason why this business is growing so fast, the reason why so many of the biggest leaders in this industry are leaving companies. Literally, I met guys in London two weeks ago who are walking away from 100 grand a month incomes to join OneCoin because they think that they can get 5 times more than that within 90 days. Okay? It literally is something that you will never see again. So I encourage you to take that action. What else did I want to say? That's pretty much it. I could talk forever as I have to go after. So.